Hey beauties, welcome back to the Real Girl Talk podcast radio show. I am your host, Sherry Ricard. I am a medical professional, business leader, author, speaker, and adversity recovery specialist, bringing you incredible guests, Friday Fire messages, sharing business, beauty, and lifestyle tips to help you create an abundant life, and always committed to keeping it real. Now let's dive in. Welcome back to Real Girl Talk Podcast Radio. Thank you for joining me today. And as always, I love my loyal listeners, and I have an incredible show for you today because, we just don't have men on our show. We rarely have men on our show, but this man is super special because he's my man. So I have my husband here today. I am so excited, and we are going to be talking about CBD, why you should use it, what it's used for, and just what the heck is it? Because we have a lot of questions like, does it get you high? How does it make you feel? How should I take it? How often should I take it? And so we really thought, other than just sending out newsletters and emails, it would be good for us just to chat about it and tell you a little bit about what it is. And first and foremost, why we even started this CBD company. So a lot of you already know, if you listen to my show, that we just formed our private label called Silver Lining Wellness Company, and it is a CBD wellness company. And mainly the main reason why we did is because we love CBD, but we wanted a good quality product, which we have. And we also needed something other than pharmaceuticals to help us with our aches and pains, and me, especially anxiety, as I've talked about before. So we're going to jump right in, and we're going to talk about what the heck is CBD. So just so you know, for those that don't know, or maybe have tried it in the past, and maybe you're thinking it didn't work, whatever. CBD is commonly abbreviated for the word cannabidiol. So that's CANNABIDIOL, cannabidiol. So it's a compound that's actually found in hemp and marijuana. However, we're going to explain that CBD is sold for consumption. It's derived exclusively from hemp and is required by the FDA to contain less than 0.3% THC. What's THC? Marijuana, right? So CBD contains less than 0.3%, and lots of CBD contain zero THC, which we have that too. So we're going to chat about it. Hello, hubby.
Hello.
So
I'm very excited to be here. You've had this podcast for a long time and have never asked me to be on it. So I'm very excited to be here.
I know that's just kind of rude. I know, but it's called Real Girl Talk for a reason. However,
Gotcha.
I did have a guy on my show before you. Yeah, don't get jealous. His name is Ben, and he's incredible. As a matter of fact, we should call him honey because he runs a pharmacy in Colorado. Of course, he can have all the hemp in the world in Colorado, right? Which is where ours come from originally. But he has a pharmacy there, and he has a skincare line. So I had to have him on my show. So I'm sorry, you're second.
All right. I'll just have to live with that.
So let's chat about it. I want you to tell everybody, because you're so much better at this, how does CBD work? Like, what are we even using it for?
Well, I use it. First of all, I'm an ex-professional athlete. I've been training since I was 14 years old. I've taken everything over the counter under the sun throughout the years. Creatine, protein, all kinds of stuff. And now that I'm older, I have a whole lot of body pain. I played football for a long time, and then I played professional softball for years and years. And throughout that 17-year period, I hit hundreds of balls a week. So it takes a wear and tear on your body. So I started taking it for just inflammation, all over body inflammation. It also helps with stress and sleep, but it has all kinds of good effects on the body. I started taking it through friends. I picked up a bottle from a friend, and I thought, man, I was really skeptical at first because a lot of stuff out there just doesn't do what it says, and you have really high hopes, and it just doesn't work. But that's life in the
Right.
billion-dollar supplemental companies business.
Right.
But it had a really profound effect on my body, so much so where I wanted to start our own company, because it's not all created equal. There's stuff out there that it's not federally regulated, so doesn't have to be in there that says it's in the label.
Right. But tell everybody what that federal actual regulation is as far as the Farm Bill and why we can even have CBD. So the 2018 Farm Bill, a lot of people don't understand. They still think, and you know what, I'm not saying people are just not smart, but some people aren't educated on CBD and they don't understand that in 2018, CBD actually became legal because of the Farm Bill.
Right. Well, there's a lot of people out there, and I've heard them, when I'm talking about CBD, they say, oh, I don't want to take marijuana.
Right.
Well, it's not marijuana. CBD is derived from hemp, and hemp exclusively. Anything made for consumption, CBD is made from hemp. Now, THC, that's what is in marijuana that makes you high.
Right.
Well, marijuana has all sorts of beneficial compounds in it that don't make you high. You remove the THC and you still have, the compounds that are really exceptional, have really exceptional effects on the body for anxiety. I personally think that CBD is going to revolutionize the sleep industry, the anti-anxiety industry. It just anti-inflammatory effect it has. It has taken away a lot of my body pain. I have a replaced left shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a 600 plus bench presser back in the day. I don't know why anybody want to do that to their body, but I did. And now that I'm older, I have, arthritis and stuff like that throughout my body. And it really helps with the pain and relaxation.
Right. And so, on that note, let's tell everybody the way CBD comes, because there's actually, guys, different forms of CBD. So they have full spectrum, broad spectrum, and isolate. And to tell you the difference, CBD isolate is 99.9% pure CBD. However, broad spectrum CBD has CBD as well as terpenes and flavonoids, and I'm going to tell you what those are, but it has 0 THC. Full spectrum has all of that I just mentioned, and also, again, the 0.03% of THC. That's the full spectrum. So basically, the terpenes it basically just gives us color. It gives us color. Vegetables, our trees, our flowers, and they give distinct aromas and flavors. And whereas the flavonoids are compounds in plants, which give plants their pigmentation, so it gives them their color. That's all that is. So really, you're just looking at the difference between the isolate, which has no THC, and the full spectrum, which has that's the legal amount of THC. So just to kind of give everybody an idea between the three. So let's tell them about our products and like our tinctures, for instance.
Well, first of all, I want to say this. We're getting really technical with this product right now, but I don't know how a microwave works, but I know it heats my food up. So I can't tell you how that happens. But I know that our products are third-party tested. They're registered with the state of Louisiana. They're all natural. There's nothing in here that in our products there's no fillers, no replacements. They're 100% natural. There's not anything in our products that are going to hurt you in any way. They're just safe. So our products, we have several. We have a tincture that I use every morning. I put a droplet under my tongue every morning. You put it under your tongue, let it sit for a minute or so, and then just swallow. We have really good flavors. They have natural flavors. We have berry crunch. The product that I'm really excited about is our hemp stick. It's a salve. You just rub it if you have a sore spot on your body. If your bicep is hurting and your quads are hurting, your your delts are hurting, You rub that on your sore place, and literally within 20 minutes, you have lower back issues, and I've put it on your lower back, and within 20 minutes, you're going, man, my back is noticeably different.
No, it does. It works incredible because everyone, I think I've complained before on my podcast because, sometimes that's what we do on here. We talk about our aches and our ailments, but a lot of people know I have chronic back pain and I suffer with it tremendously along with anxiety. I am very honest about that because I know a lot of women suffer from anxiety for different reasons. I think a lot of people know where mine stemmed from, but I do have, I hate to call it an anxiety disorder because it makes me feel handicapped, but I know that I have anxiety and I am very aware of the arthritis that I have formed in my joints and my hands as well as my back. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know if I told you this, but I will take instead of taking our hemp stick and rolling it on my joints, I take our lip hemp balm because it's small and I roll it around the joints that hurt me the most, which are my ring fingers basically, and then on my left hand my pointing finger. And then I use the hemp stick salve on my back. And my husband does put that on me a lot instead of me doing it myself. And then he gets the whole massager out and the whole bit, which is amazing. But we're just kind of telling you a little bit about how it helps us. But I think it's important too that you guys kind of do the research. If you go to our website, just type in www.silverliningwellnesscompany.com. There's a tab there that says CBD facts and frequently asked questions. And I'm trying my best to keep up and post the most up-to-date information on CBD. And there are 2 blog articles there that are very informative. So I encourage you to go check out our website. So let's talk about the people that are so terrified that they're going to take a drug test for work and they're going to test positive. You won't with our tinctures because all our tinctures are isolates. The only product that we have the 0.03% THC in is our hemp stick and our lip hemp balm. Very low amount, but can they test positive? What do you say to that?
Well, I'm not a doctor for sure, but I have taken our tinctures, our salve, nightcaps. I've taken all of it, and I have taken drug tests, and so I'm going to say no. Another product that we have that we haven't mentioned yet are the nightcaps.
Mm-hmm.
I do some personal, as you know, I do some personal training a little on the side, and I have some clients. One in particular, she is a 60-year-old, and she was telling me that a very important part of training is recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not getting really good rest, that will hinder your recovery from your training programs. So I told her to try some of our nightcaps. And she has the Apple Watch, that has the apps and stuff that track her sleep. She wears the watch while she sleeps. And she did it prior to taking the nightcaps and saw her on a graph what her night sleep was, how long she was in each stage of sleep. And when she took the nightcaps, she went into much deeper grades of sleep for longer periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like she'd tell me that, she couldn't remember the last time she had remembered a dream. Well, I'm not a sleep expert either, but I believe that you have to be in a certain stage of sleep
Right, you do.
to dream. Well, if you're not ever getting in that deep enough of sleep that, you're not going to remember your dreams, or you may not even dream at all. But she loves our nightcaps.
Me too.
Won't do without them. She said that if she knew she couldn't get another bottle, she wouldn't take $500 a bottle for them. But
right.
They are very effective. No melatonin whatsoever in it. So you don't wake up groggy in any way. You wake up refreshed, revived, and ready,
Right.
Start your day.
And, I think I'm glad you brought that up about the good night capsules, because I think people get a little confused when we talk about melatonin. And let me tell you, melatonin is a natural sleep hormone that we all produce. But the most recent studies and research, as well as I know our chemist at our factory, believe, and I do too, after reading on research for months and months. This is not something that Wendell and I just woke up and said, hey, let's just have a private label CBD. Guys, I'm telling you, we have been working on this all year long, hoping to have launched in May, and we didn't launch until September because everything just had to be just right. We had to have our permits, we had to have everything in line, and we wanted the best quality product to offer, because if we didn't, we knew we'd be dead in the water anyway, right? And so why would we take quality and not offer somebody else quality? But about the Goodnight capsules, the reason why we don't believe that melatonin is good to take in a synthetic form every night is because your body makes natural melatonin. Well, if you're constantly feeding your body synthetic melatonin every night, the signal that it gives to your brain is, hey, no need in making melatonin because we've got it right here. So then over time, what you're doing is training your body to not put out the natural hormone of melatonin. And now you're relying on some type of sleep pill, whatever it is, to help you go to sleep. So our Goodnight capsules actually contain a formula that helps you. Everything's on our website. Again, all the product information, you can go to the Goodnight capsule, tap product info. It's all there. Our formula is incredible because it is designed to help you go to sleep, stay asleep in a good REM sleep, and wake up feeling refreshed. That's how I feel. That's how everybody is feeling that's taken the Goodnight capsules. But at the same time, you're allowing your body to produce its own natural melatonin, and you're giving it this little burst of natural herbs that help you go to sleep, stay asleep, and wake up feeling refreshed. So that's my little tidbit on that. I think a lot of people are more familiar with the tinctures. So let's talk about the tinctures in general. I think that probably was the first formula that came out in CBD. I'm not sure. I haven't researched that. That was the tinctures. But how do you take it, and what is the key for it to make it work, in your
Well,
opinion?
ours is it comes in a 2,500 milligram bottle with a eyedropper all ready to go in the cap, and you just fill the dropper. I think it's 1 milliliter. Put it under your tongue. Things are absorbed quicker under your tongue into your system faster. It will start working on the overall inflammation of your body. It's going to help with your anxiety. It's going to help with your sleep. It's just beneficial.
Right. And our the CBD oil in general, I think that it's probably the most common product offering out there in CBD. But again, another thing that I think, and you and I had talked about this before, people get really confused when you tell them, oh, it's 100 milligrams or it's 2,500 milligrams. Because I even had, I'll just tell you, I had someone approach me and said, oh, Sherry, your tinctures are $97. That's too expensive. And I was like, really? I said, that's interesting that you would say that because we're very competitive, especially being the high quality product that we are. What do you currently use, or what have you used in the past? And she said, well, I use 500 milligrams and it only cost me 60. I said, so let me get this straight. You're buying 500 milligrams for $60. I have 2,500 milligrams. So I'm basically offering you 5 times what you're already taking for $37 more. So if you were to buy 500 milligram bottles to equal my 2,500 milligram bottle, you would actually be paying $300, 60 times 5. And I think once I explained it, people get it because, guys, the dropper that you have in there is the dropper. That's it. The 1cc dropper. When it says 100 milligrams or 500 milligrams, or ours is 2,500 milligrams, that is the amount of tincture oil in the bottle itself. That's not what you're consuming in one dropper. So pay attention to that. It's very misleading. I think some companies, unfortunately, are not always so honest. with what they're advertising. You're not going to get that from us. We're going to tell you straight up, because we certainly don't want you coming back and telling us that, you didn't feel that we were honest about the product, because we're basically honest to a fault. So the 2,500 milligram bottle is a nice size bottle. And listen, I mean, until next Friday, because Friday is the deadline of next week, you can use Launch 10. We're only offering a Launch 10 for 10% discount while we're launching. So next Friday, that's it. It's over. You're not going to be able to use that coupon anymore. So even with that, you're going to get 10% off. And if you do your due diligence and your research, you will see that that is a very, very good deal. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the soft gels, because people think that I've had people ask me, do I need a soft gel and a tincture?
No.
Right. So tell them why.
Well, the only reason why you would want a soft gel is because for some reason you don't like the taste of the tincture. The tincture will be in your system faster, and then the capsules are more expensive. You have to pay for the capsule. We have to pay more for the gel caps, so they are more expensive. So it's all about taste. I don't have an issue. I haven't really came across anybody that had an issue with the taste of it, but it's just a CC eyedropper of liquid. It even if it was horrible, it couldn't be that bad. But yeah, that's the only reason why you would need a gel cap.
Yeah. And, just to remind you guys, and, I am the analytical type. So if you start talking about personalities, which we've done before, the red, the blue, the yellow, the green, I have more blue than my husband. So I get into really details. And Wendell, like he said, he doesn't want to know how the microwave works. He just knows that it heats his food. I kind of get into the nitty gritty a little bit. It may be because it's the medical side of me, but just so you understand, you have, for the topical, for instance, you guys, we all have the endocannabinoid receptors on our skin. So when you're applying a topical to a certain area, sore muscle or joint, those receptors take on that topical, and it is not absorbed into your bloodstream. What it does is it targets, that CBD targets that applied area. So that's why we recommend taking the tincture, which actually goes to the receptor sites and travels throughout your system, as well as the hemp stick, which targets the area that you're applying it for. So I just wanted to kind of clear that up, because I think people think just because they take the oil, they don't need anything else. They can take it at night. They can take it for muscle aches. And that's fine and dandy, because it is going to help with your anxiety. It's an anti-inflammatory. But if you have a specific painful area, muscle or joint, you want to use some type of salve as well. And that's why we have the hemp stick. You don't have to get your hands dirty. You just, roll it over.
Well, it's got a really pleasant smell to it. It's not that menthol strong odor that everybody's going to smell on you when you're walking around.
Right.
Go, well, you must have something hurting. I can smell it on you from here, and this and that, which, you never want to let people know you're hurting. So you don't like that in sports.
And
but what I wanted, the most important thing for me is this is an all natural product. There aren't any synthetics in here. Just that word synthetic, it doesn't sound, you're the medical person, but taking something synthetic into your body just doesn't sound good to me. So I'm into all natural products. I know that if I take a dropper in the morning, and for some reason, I don't know, did I take my CBD this morning and take it again? It's not going to hurt me at all.
True.
Actually, probably the more CBD you take, probably the better it is. But like I said, the one, CBD is not cheap. To pay for to get the good quality. There's a lot of stuff out there. People try to sell you seed oil instead of CBD. Seed oil is not CBD, and they try to sell you that as CBD, and it's just not. It's just not the case.
Right.
So the fact that it's an all natural product, that's the first thing I want to know, and that it works.
Right.
And I know for a fact that it works on my body, and my body's a lot larger than most people's, but it's the same as everybody else's. And I still, at 55 years old, I still play some softball, and I still get sore, and the CBD just changes the whole game.
You're absolutely right. And two, we actually had a question that had come through when I had put questions on Instagram. And one was, should I take it in the morning? Should I take it in the afternoon, or should I take it at night? And it really depends on what,
Yes.
yeah,
The
morning,
answer
noon,
is
and night.
yes.
It depends on what you're taking CBD for, because I think the best way to take CBD oil for sleep is the good night capsules. I think if sleep is what you're targeting with CBD and you want to use CBD, I think you should use the good night capsules. But you don't have to. I mean, you could use the tinctures if you want to. But like I said, the good night capsules have a special formula that helps you go to sleep, stay asleep in that good REM sleep that Wendell was talking about, and to me, most importantly, wake up feeling refreshed and not wake up and feeling like you didn't even sleep at all. Um, so it really just depends. But yeah, morning, noon, and night, you can take it all of the time. But I want you to also consider, this is the medical side of me. Another factor that you want to consider is, over time, you can have changes to your health and your diet, which can cause some sensitivity to CBD, and you may need to change your dosage over time. So I found that with regular use of CBD, you can develop a tolerance. So you may have to go up on your dose. There's people that have told me, oh, I took CBD and it didn't work. Really? Well, and then I find out they took it for like 4 days. I mean, that's ridiculous. Consistency is the key. You can't expect to take, even an antibiotic is prescribed for 10 days. And you have people that'll say, oh, I took it for 5 days and I feel better. Well, heck yeah, you feel better. But if you stop taking it and you don't take your whole cycle of 10 days, all of your symptoms are going to come back.
Well,
So
one thing's for sure: if you don't take CBD, it's not going to work.
there you go.
If you don't take it, it's not going to work.
Right, right.
Now, people say, you have to take it's a over time thing, but I can tell immediately. I can tell if I take my tincture in the morning, I can tell that I've taken it by 10, 11 o'clock. I can tell it. I feel much better. I can tell you if I forget better than I can tell you because when I forget to take it, I'm like, oh, I didn't take my CBD this morning. That's why I'm feeling a little like I am,
Mm-hmm.
And nobody knows their body like you. Everybody knows their own body. It's probably like with anything else, like with my personal training, I always make sure that people check with their doctors. And, I'm not a doctor. Anybody that is starting a training regimen or anything like that, it's always a good idea to go be checked out by your doctor and make sure everything's okay. Make sure you don't have, you definitely don't want any heart issues or anything like that when you start a training regimen. So it's always a good idea to check with your doctor.
Right,
And you know that.
right.
But CBD products I can tell you, have changed my life. They changed my life so much. I felt like I wanted to help other people. When something affects somebody's life like it has mine, I wanted to share it. And you and I sat down and we talked, and you and I both had such a profound reaction to CBD, and we were just like, man, this stuff is awesome. We wanted to start our own company.
Yeah.
That's how it started.
Yeah, and we were really blessed because, and I'm going to tell you straight up, one thing that I have learned over the years in trying to do a lot of stuff myself, that's the, control freak in me, is that it really takes a team to help you get places. And so I want to take this time right now to tell you that, Wendell and I are a team with Silver Lining Wellness Company, and we feed off of each other and we help one another with this company. But besides that, we have an incredible team in our factory in Texas. So we want to give a huge shout out to Brian, Paul, and Drew. We could not do this without them. and also our accountant, Ashley Seal. She's amazing. And so that's our team. I mean, we have a team of people in this business. We're not doing this just solo. And Jody, who's amazing, that designed our logos and our labels. And, it does. It takes a village to make things happen sometime. And we're blessed that God has led us into each other's lives. So we're able to do this. But I'm glad that Wendell brought up about, talking to your physician, because we always recommend discussing CBD with your healthcare practitioner, especially if you have an underlying health condition or you're on any medication, just so you can ensure that there's no possibilities of negative interactions. But I will tell you that luckily, CBD is a non-toxic compound, even at very high doses. So it's relatively very safe, though it can, it can take on its own form when you're buying it from a company that's not so reputable. So like Wendell said, you only want to buy from a company that's third party tested. And again, we are registered and approved with the Louisiana Department of Health, because that's where our business is. And so we can't even sell it without our alcohol, tobacco, and consumable permit. So we are legit, guys, and we want you to know that. Also, one thing that we love, and I've been getting a little bit through Instagram, but we also have a Facebook, Silver Lining Wellness Company. Go there, or you can go to our website, and there's a little button at the bottom that says talk to me or ask me a question or whatever it is. I don't know what it says. But you can click on that and ask us questions, and we will actually talk back to you because we want to help you get the best product for you and what reason you would be using CBD in the first place. We want to be able to help you, whether you're an athlete or you do have anxiety disorder or you have some type of sleep disturbance. If a doctor's told you have inflammation in your body, whatever the reason is, we want to be able to help you on your CBD journey. And I'm going to let my husband close us out.
Well, I want to say one more thing, because it's just so funny to me that I get asked this all the time. Silver Lining CBD is not going to make you high. That's not what we do. Now, you probably can buy some CBD out there that has THC in it that will absolutely make you high. But our CBD has virtually no THC in it. It's 0.3%, and it's not going to make you fail a drug test. It's good for you. It's gonna help you with anxiety. It's gonna help you with body pain, stress. It's just an all over fantastic supplement to be taken every single day.
Right. And I'm glad you said stress, because we only talked about anxiety, and some people that may have stress don't necessarily have an anxiety disorder. So remember, it's sleep, mood, appetite, memory, inflammation, stress, and pain.
Well, you have a lot of stress.
I do have a lot of stress.
And as your husband, I can tell when you take your CBD and when you don't.
Yeah, no, that's true. Now, now he's going to get into this. That's true. That's absolutely true. I am in a habit of taking CBD in the morning, and I am very much in a habit of taking my good night capsules, which I was taking, guys. I'm going to tell you, when we worked with the chemist and this formula that was derived in our factory, Wendell and I were taking the good night capsules. We hadn't even named our capsule yet. We came up with dream and capsules and all these different things. We had not even named it. And I was actually just taking it because I wanted to make sure that it was the best. And then we decided good night, because that's what I started having, good nights while sleeping.
I would like to say one thing to your listeners. I know you ladies, I know there's a lot of warriors out there that train hard every single day. I know that you're out there. And if you want to change your level of recovery, start taking the nightcaps. You will see a difference in your training.
And I want to make sure that because I have to do this and it's on our website, I have to tell you guys the FDA disclaimer. So all of the statements that we made during this broadcast regarding any products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. The efficacy of these products have not been confirmed by FDA approved research. So I just want to make sure that we say that, because I legally have to say that. All of our products, I can't say all CBD, guys. I'm not speaking for all CBD because we're not all created equal, but our products are hemp derived CBD. They're all legal in the US.
Third party tested
And approved and registered in our state of Louisiana, the Bayou. So thank you, honey, for joining me on my podcast.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I want to remind everybody that the promo launch code is expiring next Friday. So you have this weekend and next week, and then it's gone. So take advantage of that. Go to www.silverliningwellnesscompany.com. Limited promo code is launch10, and that will give you 10% off, but it expires soon. I hope everyone has an incredible, blessed day. Any questions that you have, go to our Facebook and you can DM us there, or you can go to the website and click the DM at the bottom of the homepage. And I love you guys and thank you so much for supporting me. Today is International Podcast Day. So special thank you to all of my phenomenal guests and my incredible listeners. I love you all so much. This November will be 3 years podcasting. So thank you so much for all of your loyalty. Love you guys. Have a blessed day. Remember to keep your faith in God.
Thank you for tuning in all the way through Real Girl Talk. Make sure you subscribe anywhere you listen to podcasts. And if you happen to have iTunes, would you do me a huge favor and leave us a rating and review of the show? That's the way that we get this message out to more and more people around the world. And giving us a review and rating, something good is going to come back your way. Plus, I know you're the type of person that wants others to live their best life. So can you copy this link, share it to your friends, share it on social media? Remember, people need to be inspired. They need to have tips. They need to have business ideas more than ever right now. And I know that you can help me on this mission. Thank you again so much. If you want to be a supporter of the show, go back to realgirltalkpodcast.com, click Be a Supporter. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for being a part of Real Girl Talk Podcast. And until next week, keep your encouragement tank full, your faith in God, and create your beautiful life.